Hi, this is Mark Conley back with Daily Soccer Skills, episode 16. I'm here with Elliot this time. He's dressed like he's Andres Iniesta, so he's going to show us. We're going to work on some soccer fitness today because there's 5 components that we're going to be working on in this session. We've got an agility aspect, a quickness aspect, plyometrics, and endurance, and we got some core plank work. So this is going to be a little bit longer than our traditional setup, but he's up for the task. He's a fit guy, so we're going to get him going. So Elliot, first one, let's get shuffling through. Get going. Quick feet, side to side. Good. So you can see he's just shuffling through, just getting his body movement laterally. Let's go again. And good. So let's just go up and back one more time. So you see he's just kind of doing 2 touches in the middle, 1 on the outside, 2 touches in the middle, 1 on the outside. And we're just really just kind of getting them warmed up to have quick feet and good movement for this exercise. This is really part of the agility training. Now it gets a little bit more tricky. Let's try the exact same thing, but now we're going backwards. Go ahead. Now he's got to be a little bit more alert to where his feet are going. You can see he's kind of slowed down the movement a little bit, but that's normal because he's trying to be careful not to knock over the cones. Go ahead on back. And good. How about one more time for us? And good. So you can see he's just really being careful that he's doing the exact same movements, but that he's working backwards and trying to disrupt any cones. Being aware of where your feet are, being alert with your body. So just a lot of rhythm building here. Okay. Now we're going to start facing this way, and we're going to be doing some sideways slaloms. Go ahead and try. Let's face that way. So let's try to keep our hips square to the line and keep your eyes down the line as you go in between, kind of snake through the cones like a little sidewinder. Go. Up and back as quick as you can. You see how he's hugging the cones nice and tight, changing his direction, and come back going the opposite way. Good. And let's do one more round. Good. So you see, it's just the emphasis here is on getting up, back, changing your speed, changing your direction, and then keeping your body in control while you're doing it. Okay, now we're going to work on some agility and some balance, but also we're building the calf muscles in this next exercise. I've asked him to go right foot only, staying on the ball of his feet, on his toes, 1 step in between each cone. Let's go ahead and go twice, once up, once back. So you see how he's really getting his left side, helping his momentum, propelling him forward. Come on back. And good. Now let's go back on the right foot and you can come back on the left foot. And good job, back on the left. Good, so those are, if it's me doing this, I'm probably saying you should probably be trying 5 to 6 of each of the exercises that I'm showing you. We're only doing 2 just to keep the video short. Now we're going to do a little build-up exercise. We're going to try to get Elliot up to 100% in this little 6-yard cone setup that we've got. 1 step in between each cone, Elliot, trying to disrupt any of them and make every step a little faster. Go ahead. Good, so you can see he's building up. He's got nice short steps, and that's going to increase his acceleration. Come on back. Excellent. Same thing. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and hold there. So there you can see 1 step in between each cone. Every step's a little bit faster, and we're trying to get him up to 100%. The way we've got the cones situated about 1 yard apart, that's going to make for quick, choppy steps that makes your acceleration go from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. That's kind of what we want to do for you here. So now, Elliot, we're going to go 2 cones forward, 1 cone back, 2 cones forward, 1 cone back. So we're constantly working on accelerate, backwards, accelerate, change direction. Go. 2 steps forward, 1 back, 2 steps forward. And good. And now you can come on back. Last set. 2 back. Good, and come on in. So that completes the agility portion, and just a couple of key things there is 5 to 6 repetitions on each exercise that I just showed you. Make sure that they're quality, that you're listening to the instruction. And if you find yourself kind of needing a little break in between, if you get out of breath, that's okay. I mean, you can't hear him now, but he's out of breath, and he only did 2 of each. So just give yourself maybe 30 seconds to catch up. And the key is that we're always getting quality, not quantity in our training. Great. So now we're getting into our quickness aspect of the game. And you know, the idea here is this is really perfect training for a center midfielder or a midfield type player. And what I've asked Elliot to do, I've set up the field in a diamond setup with one cone in the middle. They're about 5 yards in between each cone. And what he's going to do is he's going to sprint to the first cone, shuffle to the right, sprint all the way to the other side, sprint back to the middle, back pedal, and then sprint through. So it's changing direction, it's covering, it's shifting, it's pressing, it's dropping. It's all those things that you want in a good center midfielder type of fitness, or quickness and fitness. So let's go ahead and have a look, Elliot. Show us what you can do. He shuffles to the right and sprints two, all the way to the far, back to the middle, back pedals, and now he sprints through. Good, go ahead and jog on back. So in this exercise, I'm going to have him we'll do this exact repetition again. Go ahead, Elliot, you need a break? Go ahead. So I'm going to have him do 4 to 5 going to the right and 4 to 5 going to the left. And you know, he's going to be pretty winded after these, but I'm only going to make him do 2 for this training. Come on back, let's give you a quick little break. Now, as always, if you find yourself getting tired, we want to push ourselves, but we don't want to get in a position where we're slowing down or we're not as quick or it's not as productive. So if you need the break, take the break. Let's go ahead and try now. We'll do one more right and then one more left, okay? Nice shuffling. Good. And hold it. Come on back. 1 second. Good. So final one, as we go to the left-hand side, one thing I did notice that you were doing is as you're shuffling side to side, your feet are getting crossed, and we don't really want that to happen, because there's the possibility that you could trip over your own feet. So as we go to the left this time, when you do your side shuffle, make sure that your feet aren't tangling up. They're going they're kind of like this, shuffling them, but they're not crossing. Okay? Go ahead and try the left. Go. Perfect, perfect. Sprint 2 now. And good back pedal, sharp back pedal. And good. Come on in, Elliot. So that concludes our quickness stage. You should be doing 4 to 5, 4 to 5 where you're going to the right, and then 4 to 5 where you're shuffling to the left. So up to the first cone, shuffle to the right, sprint 2 cones, back to the middle, back pedal to where you started, and then sprint through the end. Good. So now we're going to get into our plyometrics aspect, and so we've got our same diamond pattern set up here. And what I've asked Elliot to do is he's going to sprint to the middle cone. He's going to do 3 jumps across that middle cone, going with his knees to his chest, making sure he's keeping his feet tight together. And then he's going to sprint to the cone to his right, 3 jumps, and then he'll go to the opposite side. 3 jumps, will come back to the center, and he'll do 3 frontwards, backwards jumps, go back to where he started, 3 frontwards, backwards jumps, and then he's going to sprint through. So, sounds like a lot. It's really easy. Let's have him show us though. Go ahead, all the way down to the end. Good, so we're going to sprint to the first cone, Elliot. Go ahead. 3 jumps. Your feet are tight. Sprint there. 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3. He's going to sprint 2 now. As he comes back to the middle, now he's getting into his forward and backwards. 1, 2, 3. And he's going to back pedal. And then one more set. And good. So the one thing that we made a little error on is here, when we did the frontward backward jumps, he's supposed to, when he back pedaled all the way to the cone, he's supposed to go front back one more time. So let's try it one more time again. Go ahead. We're filming live here. You know, there's no editing this stuff out. So you good to go on lungs? All right, let's see it. Good. Go to the right. And let's make sure we're keeping our feet tight together. And now we're getting to the frontwards and backwards. high knees. Now back pedal. And now 3 jumps at the back cone. Good, and sprint through. And good. So he did it perfectly that time. And that's what it looks like. You can't hear him again, but he's breathing really hard. And so you're doing 3 jumps on every cone. And then after he touches the middle cone and the 2 side cones, he comes back to the middle cone. Now he gets into his frontwards and his backward jumps. He goes back and does his frontwards and backward jumps. And then he sprints through. So it's quite a lot of work. You should be doing about 8 to 10 reps. But after you do 2 or 3 of them, you might need a 30-second break, and you do another set. All right, good. So now we're getting into our endurance aspect, and this is really good stuff for like a winger or a any player that's having to spend a lot of time on the flanks, getting up and down the field. And what I've asked Elliot to do is I've set cones up at 10 and 20 yards. And so what he's going to do is he's going to sprint to the first cone, back pedal at speed, sprint to the second cone, and then he gets his rest. He jogs back. So you should be doing about 10 reps of this, and on top of stacking this with all the other workouts that we're doing, it's going to end up taking you about 45 minutes to get it all done if you're doing it the right way, and you're going to be tired. So we're encompassing all the aspects of soccer here, and so let's just stop talking. Let's let him get into it. Go ahead, buddy. Good. Sprint to the first cone and jog back. Sprint back pedal. Sprint to the second cone. Now he's jogging back, and so this is your rest. This is your recovery. I mean, think the ball's just gone out for a goal kick, and you've got to head back down the field real quick to get situated. That's your little recovery time. But now it's time to go again. And go. Quick back pedal. Sprint again. And jog back. So give yourself about 2 to 3 seconds in between each repetition. And one repetition would be the sprint to the first cone, the back pedal, the full sprint, and then the jog back. And then give yourself 2 to 3 seconds, and then go again. And then, like I said, you should be doing 8 to 10 repetitions, and you're going to get your heart rate up there pretty quickly. Okay, so now we're going to get into our core, the core fitness portion. And so what I've asked Elliot to do is he's going to start with a plank. He's going to hold the plank. We're only going to have him hold it for 15 seconds. But if we were doing an actual workout in our backyards at home, you should be doing this for about a minute. Then you would rotate to your side plank and hold that for about 40 seconds. Go to the opposite side, hold that for 40 seconds, and then you go into your plank push-up, and we'll show you how that works. So let's go ahead. 15 seconds of plank, Elliot. Show us. So nothing but toes and elbows touching the ground. Nice straight back. Nice and solid. So let's go ahead and roll over to your side plank. You see how he stacked his feet on top of each other. Hips aren't touching the ground, just elbows and toes again. And we'll go to the other side. It's starting to get a little weak there. It's starting to hurt him a little bit. So let's go ahead and go back to the middle now. And let's go into plank. And now push up. And down. And up. And down. Go ahead, you can recover now. Thank you. So, like I said, 1 minute on the first plank, 40 seconds on each side, and then try to maybe do like 15 of the plank push-ups, and that's just it's gonna isolate your core, and you're using your own body mass to create lean muscle mass. So we won't have him show his abs off now, but you'll see him at the beach this summer. That's it for episode 16 of Daily Soccer Skills. Don't forget to get your free ebook. We do all this fitness, but the free ebook on how to become a better soccer player in 24 hours gives you a lot of information about nutrition, diet, hydration, sleep, what you should be eating. It even outlines a perfect game day diet for you. So make sure that you're signing up for that. So you're doing all this hard work, you're doing the other aspect off the field to make sure that you're getting the best results on the field. Get out there and train.